The theme of my journals so far this year has been small. I spent the first 6 months of this year in a traveler's size, and I've recently only slightly upgraded to the Notebook Therapy Tsuki original size, which is honestly just wider. If you want to see what's been happening in this new journal, there are a couple of videos on the channel already, but for today, let's see what this journal looked like after the pen. We'll have a flip through everything in here from start to finish. I show a lot of the setup process on my channel, but definitely less of the journal after it's been used, so I always think these are an interesting insight into how people really use their journals. Hi, I'm Erin. This is my DIY Creative Planner bullet journal thing for the first half of 2026. Before we get into flipping through this journal, let me know in the comments below what size journal you're using for 2026, whether you finished one in the first half of the year or not, and did you find it to be a good fit for you? Or are you going to be moving to a different size for your next journal? I always like to start my flip through videos with a little review of the journal that I used. This little traveler size notebook is from Notebook Therapy. It's really pretty and the cover's held up well. This one has the velvet cover. I thought this would attract a lot more cat hair than it has. I did learn from this experience I don't really enjoy this journal closure system. I do much prefer the elastic that goes over the right side like this rather than one in the middle, but it wasn't terrible. I've had no problems with the spine or anything, but I did find some of the signatures in here sit a little strangely, so it's not my favorite notebook I've ever used, but it also wasn't a bad experience by any means. This one came with the Lucky Myth Notebook Therapy Lucky Bag like 2 or 3 years ago now, so you can't get this one anymore, but Notebook Therapy do have other traveler size notebooks available on their site, and I have a discount code with them, so I'll pop that up on the screen in case you want to check it out. I don't know what I thought I was going to do with this first page. I usually end up just gluing it down, and since I haven't used it, I actually think I might do that now, if that's all right with you. This is the Kuretake Zig 2-way glue squeeze and roll. This stuff's really awesome. It goes on blue. I actually don't know what color it dries. Maybe it dries clear, but the stuff's like cement. It takes a second to dry down, but once it does, your pages is not going anywhere, or whatever it is that you've stuck down. I'm actually just gonna close the book to make this sit as well as possible. Give it a few seconds and then we can carry on, because that was not serving a purpose at all. Here's the cover spread. I was going for this kind of moody, mystical theme, really inspired by these card stickers. If you're interested in the setup process for any of the themes in this journal or any of the stationery that I've used in them, all of them have their own setup videos on the channel. They're in a playlist that I will link for you at the end of the video and in the description, so you can find anything you're looking for there. I've never done a mood board page in my journal before and had a great time doing it, but I never looked back at this. I'd actually forgotten what I put on there. Yeah, okay. This was a really fun way to set up my future log for this journal, because obviously you don't have a huge amount of space to work with in a traveler's. I've kept one of my ribbon bookmarks in this spread wherever we were up to, so it was easy to flick back to. Some use, but not super heavily used. Pretty though, and fun. It was also my first time using a focus word for the year, and this I actually I haven't been flipping back to the page or anything, but I have been keeping it in mind. I would like to think that I'm choosing serenity more this year than I have in previous years. Social media tracker's got to work out. I do this on the first of every month for the previous month's stats, and I've brought basically this exact setup with me forward into my next journal too. As well as this, the 26 things in 2026, this has come forward with me too. I have achieved a few more of these things since finishing this journal, but this is where I was up to by the end of June, so it's gonna stay like it is. My content planner always ends up so messy. I'm okay with that though. It's a living spread. It moves and grows and changes with me. Something to note, I went traveling from mid-April to mid-May, so I spent basically all of March and early April pre-shooting, editing, scheduling videos to go up during that period. Burnt myself out. Is anyone surprised? Not very serenity of me. And have then really struggled with maintaining my usual uploading schedule. In fact, perhaps failed to uphold my usual uploading schedule. So yeah, not a lot going on there. This is a memory spread, and I started out pretty strong, and then I went on my trip and my health hasn't been like super great since I got home, so not a lot going on later in the year, but at the beginning of the year I think I used this pretty well. Maybe it's because of the theme when I was setting up, but I was feeling super inspired by like mystical things at the time, so I made myself this Wheel of the Year spread. This isn't in the initial setup, I added this later. I deliberately left some extra pages blank before I went into my January setup so I'd have room to add things if I thought of them, and this Wheel of the Year was one of them, really focusing on the first half of the year. For the Southern Hemisphere, I should point out I don't live in the Northern Hemisphere, so this is probably the opposite to what a lot of you are used to seeing, but it is true for us in Australia and everywhere else that's in the Southern Hemisphere. And I kind of glossed over the second half of the year ones. I'm not doing this again in my next journal though. I'm not feeling the vibe so much anymore. Likewise with my horoscope. I'm not a horoscope girly, but I was like, let's just put it in here so that at the end of the year I can look back and see if it got it right. I still think that will be interesting, but I'm not sure if that's something that I would bring forward with me or not. It did give me a great reason to use this excellent Libra sticker though, because my birthday is in Libra time, season, whatever the zodiac people say. I don't know, I'm not really one of them. I do think this is a great page layout though. I don't know, for some reason I felt like it needed to be kept private, so I put it behind these little Dutch door tip-ins, but this information is readily available on the internet, so I don't really think it needs to be kept private at all. Onward to January. I really struggle with themes at the beginning of the year because it's summer for us and I just don't want to do anything when it's really hot. I think this is pretty though. This tape set from the Washi tape shop is really, really pretty. And it's always very motivating to use your journal at the beginning of the year because you're like, this is new and fresh and I'm going to be so organized. This page was fun, including a what I learned this month kind of a thing, but I learned pretty quickly I didn't need 2 pages for it necessarily. But I took a lot of the tracking elements out of my journal for 2026, so I was thinking I still want to use up the whole journal over 6 months so I can do a second one for the second half of the year. That just feels really comfortable to me. So I wouldn't say that I was trying to pad it out necessarily, but I was thinking, what can I include that will be useful that's not a tracker, that will help me use up these pages given that I had a separate memory keeping journal. I definitely had a plan in mind for this page because I can see some pencil that's been erased on it, but I don't remember what that plan was and now it will never be fulfilled. But I did do a little Lunar New Year spread because I had this gorgeous tape from the Washi tape shop. Year of the Horse, and then we will move into February. So fresh, so clean. I really liked this theme, it was fun. Something I think is really enjoyable to see in this journal is the little pop-ups of fountain pen ink in different colors. I was using a few different pens. I was matching a pen and an ink to my theme for the month, which is really fun. I haven't been doing that as much latest? What does that mean? I haven't been doing that as much lately. I actually picked up this pen. It's the Pentel Energel liquid gel ink at the London stationery show. It was in their show bag and I am not a gel pen person. I usually hate them, but this pen's so good. And I've been using it instead of my fountain pens lately, along with like the Tom Studio Lumos and Ren, because I just haven't felt like messing around with ink. I'm sure I'll get back to it at some point. One thing I have to admit, I'm so sick of setting up weekly spreads. It's frustrating because they're the ones I use the most. They're probably the most important parts of my setups. But having just recently finished a mystery journal, which is the one that I set up for 6 months and give away on my channel, just got some meeting notes there for a dance group that I'm part of. Don't worry about that. Oh, March, you're so pretty. Basically, when I do the mystery journal, I have to set up a full 6 months worth of weeklies over the course of like 6 weeks, and that's rough. And so now I'm finding them quite tedious in my own journal too, but I need them. My gosh, I love this theme. So I'm actually thinking next year, I'm still gonna keep a creative planner bullet journal thing like this, but I think I'm going to make it a hybrid with memory keeping as well. I realize it's only July. I'm thinking very far ahead here, but you kind of have to when making content about your planner as your job. So I'll still keep one of these bad boys, probably a bigger one. I'm thinking we'll go bigger for 2027, mix it with memory keeping and maybe some common placing stuff, and then keep a separate little Hobonichi weeks just for the weeklies. And I can decorate it to match the themes that are in my main journal, but I don't have to set it all up myself. I think that sounds nice. This was some pre-planning for my travel journal before I went ahead and set up the spreads. If you're ever not sure how you want to set up a journal, I recommend this very much. It makes the whole process a lot easier. The setup I was planning for here is on the channel. You can find it up here or in the description in case you want to see how it turned out. It turned out really cute and I used it quite a bit while we were away, especially that one, the teabag tag junk journal spread. I also made a packing list and then didn't use it at all. I was too busy to write a list, isn't that crazy? Trying to get everything scheduled before I left. And it didn't quite work out. I still ended up taking my laptop and finishing a couple of videos on the road, which I really didn't want to do, but them's the breaks. This theme for April was kind of in celebration of that saying, April showers bring May flowers, although it's not spring in the Southern Hemisphere, it's autumn in April, but I spent half of April in the Northern Hemisphere, so I figured it was fine. There are some themes that you really connect with when you set up themes every month in your journal, and there are some that you don't. This one does feel a little bit slapdash to me. It's not something that I dream of or anything, whereas like March back here, I love this theme and I would live in that one again anytime. And that's just how it is, I think. Not all of them can be your favorite. Not all of them can be winners every single time. Is there a page there? No, just well thick from all of my decoration. I'm a little bit sad that I didn't spend more time in this May setup because I love it. I DIY'd these, I don't know if you can see the shiny there, a little bit of it. These gold foil stickers, I made them with my Cricut. That one's kind of sitting funny because it's over the binding. And I made a video about how I made those in case you're interested. I've used it a little. I was away until like here. So the first half of the month it was never going to be particularly populated, but jet lag coming back to Australia from the UK after a hectic trip where you like pushed yourself for a month is no joke. You can kind of see like this is where I scheduled up until, and after that I really fell off. I don't think I posted a video again until the following month. Maybe right at the end, I can't remember. And I never did quite recover from that jet lag, but that's okay. I'm investigating my ongoing fatigue issues. Hopefully it's something that I will have resolved soon. Did I skip a page there? No, there's a lot going on here. These stickers are quite thick, and so I keep thinking, is that 2 pages? But it's not. Very into having stickers for my weekly setups at the moment because that just makes it much swifter. And I love this June theme. And I, again, haven't really used it, unfortunately, because girl is still tired. I did manage to get a few videos out, but there was no point like trying to plan it ahead. I just had to do what I could do. So some of the weeklies have had a bit of use, which is nice to see because this theme is fun and I didn't want to ignore it. You can see my, where did I put it? This pen, getting some favor here. It's actually a pretty simple theme, but really impactful, which is nice to see. And that brings us to the end of the journal just about. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spreads left at the very back, and that's it. Is there anything in the pocket? No, there is not. This one I kept on my active weekly, which is why it's all the way at the back now, because it doesn't need to be on an active weekly to be easy to find. I hope you've enjoyed this little peek inside what a used journal of mine actually really looks like. Some months you can and some months you can't, and that's okay. In case you'd like to check out any of the individual setups in this journal or in my new one, here is a link to a playlist of all of my 2026 creative bullet journal planner thing setups so far, as well as a link to another video YouTube thinks you might enjoy.